educating students is an investment in the future. Almost every country in the world is taking the utmost responsibility to incorporate maximum literacy among its citizens. Although every child is unique, students with special abilities need a little bit of more care and attention than a regular student. As per a study, there is 3% of students who suffer from hearing loss. Hearing impairment can be a major obstacle for the students as it hinders their academic development and easy learning capability. With a teacher having proficiency in sign languages, the classroom teaching of orally challenged students needs some modifications to ensure hassle-free learning by the students. A person is said to have hearing loss if they are not able to hear as well as someone with normal hearing, meaning hearing thresholds of 20 dB or better in both ears. It can be mild, moderate, moderately severe, severe or profound, and can affect one or both ears. Major causes of hearing loss include congenital or early onset childhood hearing loss, chronic middle ear infections, noise-induced hearing loss, age-related hearing loss, and ototoxic drugs that damage the inner ear. The impacts of hearing loss are broad and can be profound. They include a loss of the ability to communicate with others, delayed language development in children, which can lead to social isolation, loneliness and frustration, particularly among older people with hearing loss. Many areas lack sufficient accommodations for hearing loss, which affect academic performance and options for employment. Children with hearing loss and deafness in developing countries rarely receive any schooling. 1. Clear pronunciation. Apart from sign languages, the orally disabled students mostly rely on lip syncs to understand the word or phrase mentioned by a person. If the pronunciation is not proper, it will confuse the students, obstructing their communication with the teacher. 2. Minimize background noises. It is always advised to reduce any source of background noise in the classroom, especially if the students are using any hearing aids. Hearing aids do not filter any distinctive sound. Rather, they just amplify any available noise on the place. So, using hearing aid along with loud background noise will not help the hearing impaired students.
3. Include visual aids in teaching. Visual aids are beneficial for every student, even the students without any hearing difficulty. By writing down the phrases, or using pictures, videos and slideshows not only will help the deaf students to maximum extent but will also make the session interesting for them. 4. Make maximum use of available technology. Technology is advancing quite fast and many teachers are adopting modern and innovative techniques to enhance their method of teaching. The classrooms designed specifically for hearing-impaired students are being equipped with interactive whiteboards, IWBs, and sound amplification systems to impart knowledge more profoundly. 5. Record the sessions. Apart from storing it for the referral of any student in the future, recording or taping a particular session can help many students across the world. It can be uploaded on the various websites intended for hearing-impaired students, and maximum students will be benefited. 1. Use sign language as a warm-up every morning. Change your warm-up for a couple of weeks to learning 1 or 2 of these top 25 ASL signs daily. Students can learn and practice in pairs or on their own. 2. Write a play in sign language. Have your students watch this video about how to write a script. Then set them into groups to write a short play. Provide them with a series of signs to use and have them include those signs into their script, and enjoy the shows. 3. Boomerang fun. If your students have access to a smartphone, creating boomerangs of themselves doing certain signs and sharing them with their friends is a great way to make ASL fun. 4. Create an ASL choreography of popular song choruses. YouTube has hundreds of music videos created by the hard of hearing community. Have students select one song and spend a little time every day for a week learning the chorus in ASL for an ultimate performance. 5. Emojis to demonstrate ASL facial expressions. Have students create a list of statements with an emoji for each one that would match an ASL signer's expressions. Discuss whether the emoji chosen was appropriate and why. 6. Brainstorm ways students already use sign language daily. Teach students how much they already use signs by having them work in groups or individually to come up with at least 3 ASL signs we already use regularly in our culture. Think waving, snapping, or a thumbs up. 7. Sign language doodles. Have students check out the list, choose one letter, and try to draw different doodles around the shape that makes sense. Then collect them all and hang them up around the room. 8. ASL sentence structure puzzles. Teach ASL sentence structure by providing images of signs on cards to them. Then, have the students arrange the signs in the grammatically correct ASL structure. Let them play around with it for a while until they have a good feel for it. 9. Deaf and Ho Culture Day. Hosting an Ho Culture Day would be a fun way to bring deaf culture into the ASL classroom. Invite a deaf speaker if you have that resource. 10. Use apps. Apps do everything these days. Why limit ourselves to only in-person resources when apps are a great way to learn and track progress? The Hands-on ASL app is my favorite. It creates a 3D model of each sign. Many of the apps are free or free to teachers, so definitely explore. 11. Walking in their shoes. Create a list of simple tasks students must complete. Find the bathroom. Learn 3 people's names. Get help picking something up, etc. Divide the class into 2 groups, hearing and deaf. Have the deaf students try to complete the tasks while interacting with the hearing students. Then switch groups with new tasks and have them reflect on the experience. 12. Review a movie starring a deaf character. Have you read or seen El Deafo? It's a wonderful cartoon book about a deaf bunny making his way in the world. Common Sense Media has it available, and if you're not familiar with the site, it provides a lot of information about shows and books for kids. Have them watch El Deafo here and then review it from the perspective of a hearing student. 13. Accessibility lessons. Have students research accessibility features in any application. Students should choose one feature, explore it, and write up a brief paragraph explaining it, incorporating an image or a video. Share all products on the walls or your classroom OR on a digital platform like this one. 14. Self-recorded monologue. Have your students make a small script using signs to introduce themselves. Then, have them record themselves, watch the recording, and write a brief review of what they are doing well and what they need to work on. 15. ASL quizzes. Students love to challenge each other. Have the students make ASL multiple choice quizzes and then take each other's quizzes to see how they are doing. You can have them create a quiz on Quizlet, Kahoot, or Google Forms. It's all free for educators and students. Let's provide loving, compassionate instruction to deaf or hearing impaired kids. It aids in their schooling and interpersonal communication. Let's assist them in creating an inclusive community for them as their teachers,